Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of Portent's Fat-Free Marketing Tip of the Day. Today's tip, or explanation I guess, it's not really a tip. What is Black Hat SEO? For folks who haven't listened before, every day or so we bring you a 5-minute, sometimes 7-minute tip about digital marketing. We'll have a different theme every month or so. This month is SEO, and what we'll do each month is we'll start with the basic stuff and go up to really advanced, hands-on, day-to-day tips. This is brought to you by Portent. These are a Portent thing. We're writing them, we're making them. These are copyright us 2015, et cetera, all that legal stuff. We will find you if you try to copy this. No living creatures were harmed in the making of this video. However, this morning I did crush the hopes and dreams of my dog, that's Alfred, because he wanted some of my breakfast and I did not share it. I'm a bad person. If you have questions, you can always tweet them with the hashtag AskPortent. That's Portent. You tweet Ask Portent, and you never know, your question might actually become a tip of the day. Also, please subscribe. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Every time you subscribe, a unicorn gets its horn. So please, don't leave unicorns without horns. You should subscribe. Like I said, March is all about SEO, or search engine optimization. In previous episodes, we've talked about what it is. Just a quick refresher. It's the practice of improving a website's organic rankings by optimizing the site's visibility, authority, and relevance. And SEO deals with these organic rankings, the rankings that are outlined in red right here. And it's important because organic search, those unpaid rankings that I just showed you, is the largest generator of traffic, the biggest channel of any internet marketing channel. So yeah, it's a big deal. So today we're going to talk about Black Hat SEO and White Hat SEO and Gray Hat SEO and just kind of try to give you some parameters here. So Black Hat SEO seeks to improve relevance and authority by doing stuff that definitely violates Google and Bing's terms of service. This is the high-risk stuff. And I want to start by saying this is not about right or wrong. Okay, Google is not some kind of lawmaking body. So this is not right or wrong. It's just high risk. And examples of Black Hat might include buying links to grow authority, cloaking, which is where you take pages on your site and you deliver one version of the page to users and another version of the page to search engines so you can have more relevant copy that doesn't read as well being delivered to search engines. You can do something called link laundering, where you build these big networks of links and then you try to make them look more legitimate by laundering them through other sites, and a whole bunch of other tactics that exploit loopholes in the search algorithms. Now, I'll come back to that in a minute, but there's this whole range, okay? And there's what people call gray hat SEO. Gray hat is doing stuff that if you get right down to it, it probably does violate the search engine's terms of service because search engines don't really like SEO. So if you do anything intentionally to modify your rankings, to move yourself up in the rankings, it's probably gray hat SEO. And 99% of SEOs, including me, practice gray hat SEO. Again, if we're doing anything to improve your rankings short of just visibility, so if we're doing anything to build relevance, to build authority, we are probably in some way violating their terms of service, because most search engines' terms of service say something like, if you do anything intentionally to improve your rankings for the strict purpose of improving your rankings, you are violating our terms of service. It's very broad, it's very hard to define, but that's what you have for gray hat SEO. Finally, there's white hat SEO. And white hat SEO means essentially doing nothing that's going to violate any search engine's term of service. Pure white hat SEO is almost impossible. Like I said, the moment you act to improve rankings, you're probably violating some part of a search engine's terms of service. That said, a lot of people label practitioners, including me, white hat SEOs because we tend to practice a very, very low risk form of SEO. And that's what really matters here. Okay, so none of these approaches are good or bad. They all have a place. The only thing that could potentially be wrong with doing black hat is if you're, say, an SEO consultant or you're an in-house marketer and you do it for your client or your boss's site and you don't tell them because you're putting them at significant risk without telling them. So the real question here is what approach is right for you? And again, it's about clarity. If you're hiring someone else, just make sure that they're being clear with you about what they're doing. Ask them straight up, what are your tactics? If they won't tell you, run, because they're not providing clarity, and they need to, because the risks involved in black hat tactics are very high, which is fine if you're okay with it. But know that the penalty if you're caught doing black hat is severe, because a real possibility is that you get removed from the index if you're caught doing black hat. That will absolutely crush you. And as we know, that's a big channel to be taken away from you. And that's exactly what can happen if you're caught doing black hat. Now, what this is really about then is risk versus consequences. Okay, the risk of getting caught doing black hat may not be really, really high, right? There's a lot of websites out there and they're all doing, some of them, I shouldn't say all, a lot of them are doing kind of black hat stuff. If you have a garage full of Cialis you want to sell overnight, or you just want to rank right now and you don't care what happens to your website after that, go for it. Again, because you may get caught, right? The risk is moderate. The issue here is that the consequences are very, very high, right? Again, you can be removed from the search indexes completely. So risk versus consequences, make sure that you weigh it. In terms of risk to your overall business, black hat is definitely the highest, and gray hat and white hat are the least. So just keep in mind though, this is about risk. It's about clarity. It's about making a good decision and doing good, effective risk management. If you have a long-term business and you're trying to build a long-term brand on the web, I would advise that you avoid black hat and stick to gray and white. That's all I got today. Next time, we're going to start getting down into the nitty-gritty of SEO with the 2-minute SEO checkup, just a quick way to see how your site is performing in the rankings. Whether you're an experienced SEO or a noob, you'll probably want to check this out. And yes, I just said noob because I have teenagers and they call me that all the time. If you have questions, again, hashtag #AskPortent. Tweet us, we will answer. And again, get those unicorns their horns. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. The button is right down there where the arrow is pointing. That's all I got. This is by Portent, and I was your narrator today, Ian Lurie at Portent Int. Thank you very much.